Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be another one of my if you have this you don't need this kind of a video. It's my part 4 actually, and even though I just have 5 product combinations essentially to talk about today, my part 5, which was another 5 more, is pretty much ready. So I thought about like doing this video and just sharing 10 combinations, but I know it would be a lot and this video would get quite long as well. So let me know if you're ready to see another version of this video relatively soon. I try to space them out and make sure that there is a good variety going on and I'm not just talking about the same kind of things over and over and over and over again. But if you would be interested in seeing the part 5 one relatively soon, like maybe in the next couple of weeks or something, definitely let me know. And my list is ready, so just sort of sit down and film it. But yes, anyways, today let's talk about these 5 product combinations and products which I personally feel are, again, I don't want to say like dupes, or like in certain cases one is significantly more affordable than the other, and when that is the case I will let you know. But yes, these products in my opinion are very similar, and if you have one already you don't need the other, and you definitely don't need to buy both if you had your eye on them, because I'll tell you what the similarities are. I'll also tell you if there are any differences. So yes, without any further ado, I was going to say dive right into it and jump into it together. So you want to dive or jump, you can decide that, but let's get started with our list. The first 2 products which I have to share with you, which in my opinion are quite similar to each other. The only difference between them is like the texture and how they feel. So when you're first like taking them in your hand and applying them on your face, you might feel like, oh, these are quite different, they're not the same. But once they're on your skin and kind of how they look is quite similar, and you can achieve a similar result with both. I'm referring to the Dot & Key Watermelon Matte Moisturizer. I think it's called their Watermelon Superglow Matte Moisturizer, and the Chemist at Play Salicylic Acid Moisturizer. I think it is their 2% Salicylic Acid Moisturizer. These 2 products right here are slightly different in the texture and consistency, like I said. So the Dot & Key one is a little bit more like a thick matte gel, like almost a silicone primer kind of a thing. It is unlike any moisturizer I've ever seen, and I was very impressed by it. So even when it goes on the skin, I've done like a shots where you can see the texture and how it goes on and what your skin looks after. If you have oily skin and you want like a super matte like finish going on, and you don't want your skin to look shiny at all, it is amazing. It is truly very very nice because of the overall finish that you get at the end. Now this one is a little bit more than what I would have liked the price to be. I think it's somewhere between 500 and 600 rupees if I'm remembering correctly, and while that is not too much to spend on, especially if you can get this at buy one get one offers or buy 2 get 2 offers, the Dot & Key does. This Chemist at Play moisturizer is a little bit thinner in the consistency, but once it's on the skin, it will also give you a similar-ish look and effect. But the price is definitely much more affordable. It is somewhere in the 300 rupees price point, I want to say. So it's like 40 to 50% lesser than the Dot & Key one, and you're getting essentially the same amount of product. I think Dot & Key moisturizers come with 60 grams or 60 ml, and the Chemist at Play one comes with like 50 grams, 50 ml. So there is a slight difference, but I still think that the Chemist at Play one is way more affordable. And if you have one, you don't necessarily need to get the other. Like if you have the Dot & Key one, you might want to check out the Chemist at Play one because it's more affordable. But if you have the Chemist at Play one and you're thinking what the Dot & Key one is going to be like, I would say it's just a little bit thicker in terms of the texture and consistency of the product, but the overall end result is not that different, at least to warrant the price. And moisturizer is something we all go through, something that we're constantly repurchasing as well. So over time the cost, I'm sure, is going to add up, even though it is like just 200-300 rupees ka difference. So yes, Chemist at Play one also has the same offer, like the buy one get one, the buy 2 get 2. So if you're stocking up, you can get the same offers on both, but the total price you'll be paying is definitely different. So yes, for that reason, this is going to be my first like comparison. Also, both of these have fragrances. There are different fragrances to both. I would have rather wanted like both of them to be fragrance free, but because they're not, I think I'm just gonna have to deal with that, because I haven't found a fragrance free alternative for either of these. But if I do, then I will definitely make sure to let you guys know. So that was our first one. I feel like I just spoke about one for such a long time, so let's get into this quickly. Now the second one is not a surprise to anyone, and I think when the newerish product launched, everyone was asking me how it compares to the OG, or not the OG but the one that launched first. So Minimalist has had their glycolic acid toning solution for a while, and this is one of my favorites, like one of my earlier favorites, I want to say. But what I don't like about Minimalist is that they rarely go on any offers and discounts. You have to basically pay full price for them. Maximum you can get is like 5 or 10% discount, nothing more than that. And because the Minimalist toner is so amazing, I was totally okay with paying that price over and over and over again, until Dermaco came out with their glycolic acid toner, and I have to tell you, I have used both of them. I've used up my Minimalist one, and I'm almost about to use up my Dermaco one as well, and I can tell you that both of them are basically the same thing. However, Dermaco, because they go on their buy one get one offers, you're basically getting that for a cheaper value, especially if you're going to be repurchasing this product over and over and over again. So that is why I feel like you can easily go with Dermaco, save more money instead of going the Minimalist route. However, if you don't want to support Dermaco as a brand but you love the Minimalist, then buy the Minimalist. Like, they are the same. I would just go with Dermaco because of the buy one get one offers. I also want to let you know I am going to be testing out the Foxtail, which I'm currently using. Their glycolic, their toner is not glycolic acid, so it is just their exfoliating toner, which has lactic acid actually, and that is quite different than the Minimalist and the Dermaco ones. So I would not put that one in this video and say like all three are the same. No, they are not. And I'm also going to be testing out the Chemist Play one, which I haven't bought yet, but I probably will after trying out Foxtail. So if there are any other products, like if I feel like Chemist Play and Foxtail could be compared in certain ways to these two, then let me know. Like if you want me to do a video just comparing all the 4 ones and telling you how they are similar or different to each other, if you're interested in that, let me know. But as of now, I can tell you Foxtail is not equal to Minimalist and Dermaco. These two are definitely more similar. Foxtail is quite different, and I'll talk about that in a totally different video. Let's move on quickly, you guys. Now, vitamin C in like a sunscreen or like a moisturizer cum sunscreen kind of a product, I have noticed have been getting quite popular. The Dr. Sheths Ceramide and Vitamin C sunscreen has been out in the market for a long time, and a lot of people dedicatedly use it either as like a one-step moisturizer cum sunscreen all in one, or they'll use it just as a sunscreen over top of their moisturizer and you know, whatever like serum they have underneath, all of that stuff. However, I noticed that these two products which I'm going to compare, which is the Dr. Sheths one, and I'm going to compare it to another brand also under the Honaza umbrella, which is Aqualogica and their delicious Dream Cream. This one has a lower SPF though, it has an SPF 33, so do keep that in mind. Dr. Sheths doesn't have a fragrance, whereas Aqualogica does have a fragrance. So yes, these two products are not exactly the same, especially because of the marketing. I feel like the main difference between them is the marketing, because Aqualogica is marketed as like a all-in-one kind of a product where it's your moisturizer, your serum, your sunscreen all in one, whereas Dr. Sheths is like, it was initially marketed more as a sunscreen, and then later on it started getting marketed as like an all-in-one product. I've seen so many sponsored ads on my YouTube videos when I'm watching YouTube videos as just a YouTube viewer. I have seen a lot of sponsored ads that they've been doing where they started promoting this as a one-step product, and that's when it kind of clicked to me that both of these products are actually quite similar. I have used Aqualogica, even though it is an all-in-one product. I've used it as a regular sunscreen and it works perfectly fine too that way as well. Or if you just want to save time and save money and have less steps, then you can use it as a one, like all-in-one product as well. Like that's how it's marketed. So yes, if you keep the marketing aside and you just look at the product, I would say both of these are actually quite similar to each other. They can be used in the exact same ways. The only difference I can point out between the two products, keeping the marketing aside, is the fragrance aspect. Apart from that, everything else is more or less the same. And yes, the SPF is different. Dr. Sheths has an SPF 50 and Aqualogica has an SPF 33, sorry. Apart from that, everything else is basically, I want to say the same again. I won't call them dupes. I'm not comparing their ingredients. I'm just saying that usage wise, they are both quite similar and they're interchangeable. Like if you have one, you don't need the other. And that is the whole idea behind this video. Anyways, moving on, let's talk about some more sunscreens. And these two again come from, I want to say the same, the same parent company. Basically, so we have Dermaco with their C-Cinamide sunscreen and Aqualogica's Detan sunscreen. Now again, these two initially used to come in the same packaging. Now the Aqualogica Detan sunscreen comes in a bigger size, and I'm actually waiting for the C-Cinamide one to also come in a tube size. It's not happened yet, but hopefully it's going to happen sometime soon. Now these two, the reason why I'm saying is that they're very similar to each other. If you don't look at the ingredients, that is, I feel like, a point of difference for sure, because the C-Cinamide one has vitamin C and niacinamide in it, whereas the Aqualogica Detan sunscreen obviously does not have that. But in terms of texture and consistency, I find both of these to look quite similar, apply quite similarly, and also the time taken for it to blend on your skin and to completely get absorbed is also pretty much the same. So for that reason, I feel like even though I love both and I'm going to continue to use both, because the C-Cinamide one does have that additional benefit of the active ingredients. So I feel like if I want to skip on my serum and my moisturizer having any kind of actives, I will skip it over there and I will use the sunscreen with vitamin C and niacinamide just to get the goodness on my skin. Whereas if I'm not looking for that, if I have a serum, I have a moisturizer with the active ingredients, then I'll just use the Aqualogica Detan sunscreen. So I think this is the only case where I like both of them and I use both of them. But also because of how often I use both of them, I know that they are quite similar to each other. So yes, that's just my personal observation, I would say, because that definitely tends to happen when you use two products quite regularly or interchangeably. You start noticing more and more how similar they can tend to be. So yeah. Okay, and for our last similar product, basically I have the Plum Green Tea Renew Clarity Night Gel. Now this is one of those OG products that I used to use so much back in the day. I've gone through so many bottles of this one, I don't even remember. But I kind of stopped using it once I started incorporating retinol in my every single day routine. And this is like a green color gel cream that has the goodness of, I want to say, some exfoliants in very small amounts, along with, of course, green tea, which they promote all over the product. And it's a gel moisturizer that has additional benefits in the product itself. And this is like an OG product. I think it's also a bestseller for them, I'm pretty sure, and it's been around for so many years. However, I recently tried out the Dot & Key Cica Night Gel Calming. I don't remember the full name of this product, I'll be very honest with you, but I got like a free sample of this, I want to say a couple of months, maybe over a year ago or something. And when I used it, I was like, this is giving me very much of the same like feeling that I got with the green tea night gel, because it's kind of a little bit tingling on the skin when you first apply it. This one also has, I believe, Cica and a little bit of salicylic acid in here, and it is promoted to be great for acne prone oily skin, the same as the Plum. And while the texture and consistency is a little bit different, because the Plum one is more like a gel like moisturizer, but it's not sticky at all on the skin, the Dot & Key one I feel like has a little bit more tack and stick to it. It will almost, like, your face will stick to your pillow once you have this on. So unless and until you're someone who sleeps on your back, if you are a side sleeper, then your cheeks are going to probably stick to your pillow, so keep that in mind as well. So I still feel like both of them are quite similar to each other, and I don't want to say that Dot & Key copied the Plum one, because I don't think that they did. I think that they seem to be quite different, but once you use it, you will start, again, like I said, noticing some of the similarities. And the Dot & Key one just reminds me of the Plum one, so I just wanted to tell you that in case you have been using the Plum one for years and years and years, the Dot & Key one is quite similar. And I would personally say, because of the fact that the Dot & Key one sticks and it's a little bit tacky, I would just say stick to the Plum one. But yes, I have the Dot & Key one and I'll probably use it up, and then I'll just be done with it, because again, it's something I don't use regularly. But yeah, when I feel like it, or I feel like switching things up, then I just might. And yes, that is it. Those were the 5 product combinations, similar-ish stuff that I wanted to share with you and tell you that yes, this is the tea, and this is what I wanted to share with you. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have tried out these products as well, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and that way even other people who are watching this video can read through the comments and understand different people's experiences and thoughts. I'm of course just sharing my thoughts and opinions with you guys, but you can totally have a different thought process, so share that with me. I'm always open to your feedback and suggestions, as long as they're constructive and nice and polite. You don't have to be rude. Even if you don't agree with me, it's totally fine. Just be nice. And with that, let's end this video. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and until next time, bye bye.